I've been trying to start every morning lately by reading, like for an hour. So I've been getting up at 6:45, jumping in the shower and trying to be up here on the roof by like 7 so I can get an hour in before I start my work day. Normally I like to read outside, but it's a little wet today, so we're just gonna read in here. I start every day by going through and organizing my to-do list in terms of priority. And I also use Notion to create a dynamic to-do list for myself. So every single day I have a brand new to-do list that pops up. So whenever tasks come down the pipeline from clients or anything like that, I'm able to sort them by day. So basically when I log into my laptop or I log into Notion tomorrow, I'm gonna have a brand new to-do list of everything that has to get done that day. And I do this because then that way it allows my to-do list to kind of remain manageable. It doesn't become excessively long. It also helps me to track everything as well, because one other thing I do is I make sure every morning I go through and I clear my inbox, that I have no new emails. I reach inbox 0 every single morning. And basically whenever someone emails me, a client emails me, or they need me to do something, I instantly read it and I put it into Notion as a to-do item and I archive it within my email. So I do 3 things when I get emails. I either act on it right away, I add it to my to-do list, or I archive it, then I don't answer it. So I achieve inbox 0 every time I open my Gmail, and that's just how I start my day, by making sure I go through all my emails and catching up with anything I missed overnight, and organizing my to-do list and starting my day. Today is Thursday, so there's 2 things I have to do every single Thursday morning. The first one being I do a special graphic for my client every single Thursday, so that has to happen. I'm gonna do that and post it. And then also, normally for most of my clients, I do monthly social reports, but I have one of them where it's a weekly social report that I do every single Thursday. So that graphic and that report are my 2 biggest priorities when I start my day on Thursdays. And other than that, today I've got some posting and stuff I gotta do, some graphics to create, and quite a bit of podcast stuff in a podcast later today as well. Recording episode number 109 of the podcast today, and today I'm recording with Lauren Luke. And not all of you may know who Lauren Luke is, but you've probably seen her impacts on YouTube and the internet at some point, because Lauren Luke pioneered an industry online. Lauren Luke is the first ever beauty YouTuber with her own makeup line. Back in 2008, 2009, Lauren launched By Lauren Luke, which was the first ever YouTuber internet personality with their own makeup line. And I've discovered Lauren when I was reading an article about beauty YouTube and the history of beauty YouTubers, and they referenced her as being like the first one with her own makeup line. And I thought that's really cool. I've never heard of her, so I searched her up, and she didn't have a ton of followers at the time. She ended up taking a break, but she doesn't have a ton of followers on her Instagram. She only has about 5,000. So from there, I got her email, sent her an email, and sure enough, she was willing to come on the podcast. We're recording that this afternoon, about an hour here. I'm excited. She's like historic in the grand scheme of the internet. Like, she made history. So it's really cool that she's kind enough to come on the podcast. She's recording in England, so she's about 5-6 hours ahead of me. So recording in about an hour here. So until then, I'm just gonna try and get a little bit more work done. Hi, how are you? Just wrapped up recording with Lauren Luke. That was such a fun podcast. She is so nice, one of the sweetest people I've ever had the chance to talk to. But yeah, it was cool to get to talk about YouTube in that way back in the late 2000s, in 2008, 2009, kind of hear how she blew up on YouTube and her whole story. We only ended up actually having 60 minutes to do the interview, so always a challenge for me when it's short like that. But so probably jokes around a little bit more than it normally does, but I still be able to get everything out of that interview. Also, so I always ask my guests if there's anything they don't want me to bring up on the podcast. And in Lauren's case, it was she just liked to talk about her makeup palette because it kind of went sideways and she got a little bit messed around in the deal. But recently she filmed a video explaining the whole thing. And so I talked to her and she said that I can actually take the audio from her video and drop it in to provide context for my audience. So not having to talk about that part of her life actually saved time during the recording. So it actually worked out in the long run. Another interesting thing about it is that the interview is going to drop on November 9th, which coincidentally is the date she's getting married, which I, of course, didn't plan that because how could I know? But the world just works out in funny ways sometimes. And we had a good little laugh about the fact that it's coming out the exact same day. But no, it was a great time getting the chance to talk to her. I'm just staring at my dog here in the background. But no, it was great. It was great to get to talk to Lauren. I can't wait to put that episode out. I'm just going to work here for the next little bit and then going to head to the gym. I usually try to go earlier in the day, but day got away from me a little bit, so I'm going to go this afternoon and just going to do a couple things to wrap up the work day here. If you watched that last clip and you were wondering how I wasn't holding my phone, I didn't put my phone up against the wall or balance it on anything. I found my old GorillaPod, I found an old selfie stick, and I was able to unscrew the top of the selfie stick, put it on the GorillaPod, and make a makeshift phone tripod. So if I stick with this vlog, this is gonna come in handy for sure, but I'm off to the gym now. Favorite part the outside part of the roof. Just love coming up here at night and reading. I'm doing a little bit of writing, journaling, some reflecting. My absolute favorite place in the world right now. Spent my evening tonight editing episode number 107 of My Social Life with Charlie Grinnell. The episode I recorded earlier today was 109. Got it all done, which is huge. And there's actually one thing I want to talk about to you with the podcast. And it's that yesterday, this happened with the podcast. We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is incredible. I don't even know how many YouTube accounts at this point. 3 or 4 different YouTube channels. I think the most subscribers, 3, maybe 5. I don't know. I've had a number of YouTube channels. None of them have ever hit even 100 subscribers as far as I can remember. And man, I just keep thinking more and more YouTube channels that I've had in my life. It's hilarious. But none of them have hit 1,000. None of them have ever come close to hitting 1,000. And last night, My Social Life finally hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And now a lot of those subscribers have come through from one video. The interview I did with Just Dustin, that video at the time of recording this video, I think is over 735,000 views. So a lot of my subscribers have come from that. I believe just probably about 60% of my subscribers have come from that one video. But it's still such a cool milestone to pass 1,000. I can start monetizing my videos now because you can monetize after 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. My Just Dustin video alone gets over 1 hour per view of watch time, which is just a number that boggles my mind, but not an uncommon number for the podcast channel. And yeah, so I'm over 900,000 or 800,000 hours of watch time on the channel so far. So I've more than hit that 4,000 hour threshold. But yeah, I remember watching a Casey Neistat video a number of years ago, and he said the hardest subscriber number to hit is 1,000, and we've done that. We've hit that goal. Took a little over 2 years to get there, but we've done it. I wanted to give a shout out to everyone that's subscribed to the podcast YouTube channel, because yeah, 1,000. That number from Casey Neistat saying the hardest subscriber count to hit is 1,000 has kind of been stuck in my mind since I've watched that video, and I've finally done it. So it's easy from here, right? It's easy from here, but in all seriousness, it's such a cool feeling to pass 1,000 subscribers on the podcast YouTube, which is actually interesting because I never thought that when I started, I used to prioritize the podcast, like audio, the podcast platform, Spotify, Apple, whatever, way more than YouTube. But YouTube is helping more people discover the podcast. I have more listeners. I have more data on YouTube. YouTube, by and large, is becoming a more predominant platform for the podcast than the actual podcast platforms themselves, which is not how I thought it was going to be in the beginning. I don't know how many people have subscribed on audio platforms. My analytics don't show me that, but we've got 1,000 on YouTube, so we're just going to keep grinding. Recorded a new episode today, edited another episode today, the podcast journey continues. But thank you to everyone that's watched, listened, downloaded, subscribed so far. It means the world to me. But I'm just going to chill out for the rest of the night. I brought my Kindle up here to the roof with me, so I'm going to read a little bit of the Almanac of Naval Ravikant and then just chill out for the rest of the night. Thank you for watching this new Jak Life vlog. I think that's what I'm going to call these. I'll catch you in the next video. I'm not committing to anything. That's an important thing. I think the last vlog I did was me saying I'm going to start daily vlogging, and then I daily vlogged for one day. But this has been a long monologue here to end off this video, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter @TheJacobKelly. We'll talk soon.